Hi there. This is GP. I'm the one of the ETOs for Smash 4 tournaments around London and stuff. And I've noticed with the Smash 4 community, and I don't know how much this affects the actual fighting game community, but I've noticed one of the big issues that people are having that we never really had with the previous Smash games is getting hold of screens. Because of course, with the previous Smash games, people would use cathode ray tube TVs, which people would just give out for free because they were so obsolete. But now people are, trying to collect monitors to try and get this stuff going, and to collect a dozen or so actual TVs, normal flat screen TVs that aren't laggy. That's quite a big expenditure, and a lot of these grassroots communities really can't afford that. What I hope this video will do, and what these contraptions you see in front of me, is what you can hopefully see is a cheaper method to getting around this. And we're going to be using computer monitors for this. I have two different methods for this. One was a bit more crude, which I've been using recently, and the second one, which I've literally just sorted out today, thanks to a nice big brain fart myself. But we're going to look at this first one here, which is just a regular computer monitor. And you can get these for really cheap from anywhere. Most places, like most big companies, are getting rid of them. This particular set of screens, and somewhere in this darkness in there's about 12 more of these, or something like that. These all came from Jagex headquarters. They make RuneScape, which I'm sure everyone's heard of. Go support them and stuff because they've supported the community. They gave me these for free, so zero pounds spent on this. But what I've done is I've gotten a VGA cable, which is all tied up here, but there is in fact a VGA cable under there. A VGA cable here, and this is hooked up to this at the end, which is a VGA to HDMI adapter. As you can see, VGA goes in and HDMI comes out. And while I'm here, actually, the reason I've done this is because monitors are a great solution, but often people have issues where there's no sound on their setups, which these adapters, while they look a bit awkward and it looks very messy, I can't lie to you, it does in fact have an audio jack on it, which means we're able to have sound on our setups, which is of course a big proponent of fighting games. Everyone's got audio cues when they want to hear something, and trying to play without sound generally sucks. So if you look at this, we've got these little speakers underneath the screen, which I can lift these up to show you a little bit. There you go. Got these tiny speakers. These cost me what, £2-3, and these adapters only cost a couple of quid as well. So overall, these, and I got VGA cables for free because they're obsolete. But overall, this entire setup, all of this was like £5 each. That's really good. And I've tested this out before, and it works fine. And I've got my kiddies console here, just for everyone to see that it works. And all you've got to do is plug it in. You've got the HDMI cable plugged in, and we'll see this will turn on in a second. Of course, there we go. It's on. It works fine. Where's my sound? Oh yeah, of course. The one problem with these speakers is that they need a USB port. See, that's me, being too sidetracked. But you plug this in. There we go. And we have sound. We have a fully sound working setup. It's a little messy, but it's £5. And these monitors work in 1080p, but that obviously depends on the monitor. I'm going to take this out for the sake of the video, but that's 1080p, and I've had it tested out with all sorts of equipment, and the lag on these is no more than any normal TV. I actually have a BenQ sat just here, which I keep exclusively for the live stream setup, so it's completely lagless. But as I've mentioned before, this is kind of a bit messy, and you see I've kind of tangled all the wires up and threaded it through, and I was starting to get issues where my speakers, which are currently kind of stuck down with double-sided sticky tape, just kind of peel off easy peasy, and I was starting to get broken equipment. So I looked into it, and I have more screens. This little one here, which was in fact collected from the Heart of Gaming before they left their old venue, and so a big thank you to them. I bought them for £10 each off them, but obviously I can't expect everyone to, you know, give me complete charity over everything. That would be too much. But still, you'll notice that there is actually no speakers, external speakers on this setup. That's because, luckily, if you've got screens like this, which sadly these Dell monitors do not have, but some of these have line-ins, which this one does. We have a line-in, and you can see I've got a wire coming in there. Maybe you can't see, it's a bit dark, but there is a audio jack going in there, which is just a 3.5mm, which goes back all the way down into here. And this looks familiar. And all we've got here is we've got one big wire. The VGA cable is obviously a ton longer than my audio wire, so which is why it looks like, or is why you've got it bunched up. But I've essentially wrapped it around, like I've coiled it around so it holds the wire together itself. There is a headband on here, which is shout out to when I had long ass hair, and that was helpful for keeping this in place. And this essentially works as one long wire. I could unplug this here, I would have no issues, and it would just be like one enormous VGA to HDMI audio wire. And once again we can see this in play as well, and there we go, and this screen will turn on. And it's a bit quieter, but the sound is there, and there's no external plugs. I wonder if I had forgot to turn the sound up on this actually. I hadn't, but either way, very quiet, but it's quiet in comparison, but there's still sound. That's the important part. And considering this cost me a couple of quid, the audio cable actually came with the adapter, so that's like £12–13 for an entire working setup. I just wanted to show this off. I'm sure people have already figured stuff out like this. I did see very similar adapters being used at hype spotting this year, but yeah, I know how much it annoys it, how much it pains so many people to not have sound, or to have, you know, to not have sound or have a laggy setup. And I know how awful it is as a TO trying to break out of wherever you're stuck, because you can be stuck in a venue where you don't want to be, but you have to use their equipment in order to keep going. And I really feel someone could do this. I mean for Smash I need like 20 of these for any of my tournaments. But even if you run a smaller community, you only need 5 or 6 of these screens. And that's what you can do, a small donation drive within your community, and you'll get these done immediately. So I have other things here. I mean, there's this one, there's some down here. This one is completely dead. It blew up as I plugged it in. Shout outs to storing it in a damp place, I guess. But I have 20 of these screens, and it's cost me under £200 to do all of this. So I know it's been a long video. I apologise for the length of it, but I just wanted to show everyone that they could do this. Hopefully this will help any TO anywhere. I'll probably have to cut some of these bits out, but anyway, yeah, thank you. This has been GP. Yeah, good stuff.